Hi. Yeah, so like I promised, I would tell my other love stories. So today I decided to tell another one. So I was it was in 2009. I was, I was, I was looking for a job, and then I got a job at PepsiCo. So there was my manager, and he was my lover there. He was like really, really nice, really kind, really intelligent. Okay, he was like in Mensa. They are like, the organization that has like really intelligent people. Okay, he was a member of the Mensa, and most of the time when he was talking, I could not even understand. And yeah, I did had some suspicion that he did think that I was dumb, and he used to make fun of me, but I couldn't never understand it. I don't know, I could never understand it. But he was like in his eyes were so kind. His eyes were so kind and so loving. So I never really, got it, even if he was even if he was making fun of me. Okay, most of the time he was using such difficult words. He was so intelligent. Did I mention he was in Mensa? And he was a member of Mensa. Okay, and he studied from Purdue University. And it's a really, really, really good university. It's a really good university. Okay, and yeah, and I remember, like my interview, I was very nervous. Okay, but he was so kind, and he like asked a little bit of questions, and then he said, "I hope you have a nice day," and then he hired me. So I was in the research department, and it was like there were so many women there, and so few men. Most of the men, they were married, and he was like the really eligible. Okay, and there were like 3 or 4 bitches who were after him. My immediate boss, she was I guess she was dating a guy from maintenance from there, who worked in the maintenance of the PepsiCo department. She was dating him, and when I was working there, in the meanwhile, he also proposed to her, and she married him. She got married to him, and then she got pregnant, and she was really, really angry about that. She was really angry about that. Okay, and meanwhile, I guess my boss used me to just get rid of some of the attention all the women were giving him. So he was like, and that's why she was like really jealous of me, and she really hated me. Okay, yeah, but they turned out good for her. I mean, after she said, before she was like not getting much attention, but after immediately after she said yes to the proposal of the of that maintenance guy. She became like the uh, queen without the title of my whole department. Everyone was so afraid of her, and she got this whole power. So yeah, I don't know why these corporate people, they just interfere in women's lives so much. And yeah, I remember that they just really wanted her to settle down and to marry someone who was ugly and who was uneducated, who was not good enough for her. And when she did that, they just rewarded her. I don't know, they gave her pay also. She got a big house also. She moved into a house, and yeah, I don't know how long did it last. Okay, she was like having one kid after another, one kid after another. So yeah, I don't know, I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it in the long term. Okay, when you decide to have kids, it's like 18 years in commitment. Just 1 year of power and prestige, and little bit of money cannot really make up for that. I don't know why women are so stupid. Why do they I'm try to be, pretend to be so smart. And why do they get so influenced by this powerful people to make big decisions about their life and get so influenced about them? Okay, so yeah, but yeah, enough about that. Okay. So yeah, the thing is that there was an other scientist who was like constantly after my boss, and she wanted to marry him, I guess, and he was not ready. So I don't know, he was genuinely interested in me or he was just using me, but it was like really fun enjoyment. All those women were so jealous of me, so jealous of me, so jealous of me. Okay, and I was my usual self there. Then also I made mistake, but my boss was always so forgiving, so willing to help me, literally holding my hand to do my job. Okay, he was so good. So like loving and kind, like a mother, like a really breastfeeding, really, really loving mother. Okay, he was like my mother. I didn't miss my mother when I was with him. Okay, and um so yeah, and he was like, I don't know how he did it, but he was able to protect me from those women. I mean, they did the passive aggressive comments, but not the kind of hostility that I deal with now. Okay, he was always able to protect me. And and funny thing happened there. Okay, like I mentioned before, okay, I was like I started liking my boss, and the thing is, whenever he would talk to another woman, because I was always already dealing with, this passive aggressive bullying from other women. So I would get insecure and my face would turn red. Okay, and yeah, and it just became a thing. Okay, all the women, they thought it was like so entertaining. Okay, and so entertaining, so they would just like really it just they would just bring different guys around, and they would stand near me and talk to the guy and see if my face stand right. So I became so self-conscious about it that any guy that came and any two people talking to each other and my face would turn red. Okay, it doesn't happen now. At that time I was living a very dignified, very, very good sheltered life. Okay, so that's why it was happening. And I really love that part about my personality, and I miss that. Okay, I just hated that I have become so deep that now my face never turns red. No matter how much embarrassed I get, how much humiliated I get, my face never turns red. So that was a very, very attractive part of my personality. Yeah, so yeah, he was there for like 1 year, and during that, I guess they were giving him time to choose one of those women. He didn't. So then I'm not sure, did they fire him, or he was he just decided to move to another state and get a job at another place. And during that time, my his boss was going through divorce, and I guess she started having sex with him, because they were in meetings, and people were kind of teasing them about that, and his face was done red, and he would just like look at me, and I was like, I don't care. I just I am very content person. I just like the little bit of attention that you gave me, and I will always remember it. It's just this, I am not about sex. I just like this mother-like affection, my hand holding, making things easier for me, and protecting me from other women, and helping in my career. These are all the things that I value, and those are all the things you have given me. So you have already given me enough, baby. I don't need anything from you at all. So yeah, so that happened, and I am not like these crazy bitches, that who would just like ask for more and more and more, more, give me more. Okay, I'm not like that. I'm not like that, demanding and just entitled like other women. Okay, I am just so much better than other women. I am so much better than other women. I am so much better than other women. Okay, yeah. So I was like that. Yeah, and then he was like leaving in the last 2 weeks, and it's really really hard to look at it, like these American corporates, they are like so much like always being your best friends, but when you decide to leave, they've just become so cruel. Okay, and he was like always crying. He was like very very good person. Those people, they were always bullying him, but he was such a kind person that he still loved to talk to people. He was always talking to all the people. He was always talking to other people, and yeah, in the end, because they stopped talking to him, and because of that, he was so sad. He was like almost crying, literally with tears every day. Okay, and then so what I did is that I decided to go and buy a watch, a really fancy watch, $50. I remember it was like $50, and at that time it was really expensive, and I gifted it to him. So yeah, that was really really fun experience. And yeah, and one day he I remember that one day, I'm not sure, it was like Valentine's Day or something, and he just brought chocolates for me. And I was like he was like so much showing so much hints. So I just panicked. I thought maybe he's going to ask me on a date, and I was like, the typical Muslim girl, overacting. I was like, oh my god, how am I going to respond to him? I cannot do dating. Yeah. Okay, I just responded so rudely. I was avoiding him. I was like, he didn't want to ask me out on a date. He was just giving me chocolates on Valentine's Day. Okay, so yeah, that was. But he was such a nice, forgiving person. He was such a generous person. He didn't even mind that. I did do so much overacting, but he didn't respond. He didn't hold it against me. And yeah, he was like really really nice. I loved him so much. I loved him so much. Yeah, I just I think it's better to have love and then lose it than to never have it. Imagine if I had lived a life where I never knew a person like him. It's just really one of my favorite people. I am just so glad that I got to know him, and I was able to interact with him, and I was able to receive that mother like breastfeeding, really really love from him, unconditional love from him. A really 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 good love from him. So yeah, I was like it was like I think it was my first big corporate job, and I couldn't have survived there without him. They were like so mean people, but they were like always they just they were nice to me because of him. So yeah, it was really really fun time. Yeah, what else? Yeah, then there are other stories also. I have lived a very rich life. Okay, there cannot be just one or two love stories. I have other love stories. So but the rest of it is for the next episode. Okay, yeah.